The fifth day of my cruise brought me to Muscat, the capital city of the Sultanate of Oman. Surrounded by mountains supplying protection as well as having access to the coast for supply lines, made this location the logical choice for a capital. I will go for a walk through this traditional Arabian city, which exists in stark contrast to not so much traditional cities. Dubai. My big goal in this video is to try to learn as much as possible about this country. So let's go! As the cruise ship was approaching the harbor of Muscat, I woke up and got a glimpse of the coastline of the city. I immediately felt the urge to grab my camera and started filming. Waking up and observing a place that you're about to arrive in is pretty common on cruise ships. Their big selling point after all is traveling during the night when you can't see anything anyways, unless you're a cat, and spend their daylight time at a new place every single day. It felt so epic to arrive at a place like this. I've never seen a traditional Arabian city before, and the structure of the landscape was fascinating. I felt excited and was super eager to get off the ship. Okay, whoopsie, wrong way. Rewind time. Now to the right way off the ship. Gosh, that was silly just before. We are now headed towards the city center. Our first stop, the bazaar. Everybody knows bazaars. You can buy stuff there, but you can also haggle for stuff there. We didn't get there, however, before defeating the first boss of Muscat though, the taxi drivers, who were patiently waiting for tourists near the cruise port terminal.
Hey, friend, 50 euros. And I'll drive you wherever
you want. No thanks, we like walking.
That was it, we thought. But walking a bit further away from the cruise port, this happened.
Hey, I'm a different taxi driver, a little bit further away from the cruise port. 20 euros, and I'll be a tour guide today.
No thanks, we like walking.
While this might have seemed a bit annoying, this was actually the concept of haggling in practice. Haggling is an art form practiced thoroughly in Arabian countries. Its idea? To get the most amount of benefit for yourself out of a single deal. The taxi drivers are obviously able to still make a profit selling you the ride for 20 euros. But if someone is willing to pay 50 euros for it, well, why not charge them 50 euros? The market is after all determined by supply and demand. This might seem like they are trying to rip you off. But as this is part of the culture in Arabian countries, it isn't really about that at all. Just be aware of the fact that you could probably get something a little or even a lot cheaper if you just add a little bit of determination to your charisma.
Oh yes, we can see what my dad is already doing after he saw the sign. Free Wi-Fi.
Here's an absolute incredible smell around here, spices and incense. It's an absolutely incredible smell.
Then we remembered that we didn't actually want to buy anything, which is why we left. But not before going to the toilet first, which I won't show you though, because that would be disgusting. That is why we headed to the next toilet. Look at this beauty, and you thought I wouldn't show it to you. Well, you thought wrong. Anyways, our real next goal was that big white thing and that park that we saw from the cruise ship earlier in the morning. I don't know what it's called, and I honestly can't be asked to look it up either. Once we've actually reached that place, I will have surely looked it up on Wikipedia once. I mean, at least once.
Hey kitty. Don't give me rabies, please. Kanji, it's kanji, Mom.
Kanji. Look, here, you can change your kanjis.
Do you know that kanji also means feeling?
No.
Yeah, so you can. This is the place to. This is the place to exchange feelings.
Why not?
Oh man, this country is pretty warm and it's March. Basically still winter. This must be hell in summer, hell on earth. I definitely would not come here in summer. But actually right now it's relatively comfortable still. Look at how the toilets are signed.
The dress code in Oman is quite strict. Tourists are given a little bit of leeway. Just avoid dressing too revealing and you'll be fine, I think. No, you definitely will be fine, I promise.
So how far is the ship away right now? 500, yeah. 500? Thing is, I just had internet from the ship 500 meters away from it. And that's crazy. That's insane. So I saw that my Instagram kind of updated.
Wi-Fi 500 meters away? How does that magic work? Wireless signals tend to actually have quite a large range, given there is no to little interference on the way. That by itself isn't enough to explain 500 meters though, as wireless signals also get absorbed by water molecules in the air. This is actually the same exact effect with which you heat up the food in the microwave. Water molecules inside the food absorb the electric signals and subsequently heat up the food. And no joke, your phone's Wi-Fi signal is exactly the same as what is used in microwaves, albeit at a, well, slightly decreased intensity. So what do water molecules have to do with me being able to get internet from the ship 500 meters away? Everything actually, everything. Remember, I am in a desert right now, and that means that there's very little humidity in the air. And very little humidity obviously means less water molecules in the air. And less water molecules means, well, less absorption of those electric signals. And thus, I can enjoy internet from really far away. Perfect for your internet addiction, which I definitely know you have since you're literally watching my video right now. We were surprised by the massive amount of incredible greenery and wildlife. And by wildlife, I mean birds that I'm not familiar with. I'm pretty sure those are like the equivalent thing to pigeons here. So yeah, nothing special, but it was special to me. And on top of that park, the most important monument of Muscat in Oman, a giant incense burner. In other words, a Godzilla-sized incense burner. However, we didn't actually, well, go up to it. Like, you gotta understand us, really. You see how much we'd have to walk up to get there? Yeah, well, I think, yeah, you understand why we didn't. Our next goal is the Old Town. We heard that there is a palace over there that is quite pretty, so let's go.
There is a mosque, and there is also a mosque, barely 100 meters between them. There is a speaker on the minaret. So I'm right now in the area of the palace, and it looks pretty nice. Enough said.
Back in 1970, Oman was a very impoverished country with a GDP of merely $260 million. The life expectancy didn't even reach 50 years, and the literacy rate was less than 35%. Quite understandable given that there were only 3 schools in the entire country. By peacefully overthrowing his father, Qaboos bin Zayed al-Zayed took power of the country and still reigns today. Under his leadership, he was able to change the situation. The literacy rate is now above 95%. The GDP is $80 billion, and life expectancy is up to 76 years, much more in line with modern countries. In part, the success can be attributed to oil. Oman doesn't have anywhere near as much oil as its neighbors though, and exploration is difficult with its complex geology. I mean, look at the stones around here, those are massive. Thus, the much more important factor of the country's success is the investment into the people of Oman. Building hospitals and schools, as well as encouraging business, brought prosperity and, more importantly, hope to the people of Oman. It is said that the loyalty the Omanis feel towards the Sultan is genuine. What I wanted to get at here is the fact that despite having a political system different to ours, the country was able to develop quickly. Sultan Qaboos's priority lied in investing into his people, the stability of the region, and into peace. This shows in the people themselves. Every person we met here in Oman was open and friendly.
Yeah, I'm Nico.
Welcome to
You
my
live in
country.
Oman?
Welcome to my country.
Thank you, it was very lovely.
So maybe it isn't a particular political system that is important, but instead a genuine care for the people you are in charge of. Sultan Qaboos's reign will probably soon come to an end though. Old age and possible illness will force him to abdicate. Here is hoping that his successor will continue the path of improvement and investment into his own people. There are a lot of different challenges ahead of him, mostly due to the general political instability in the Middle East. The situation is very complex though, and instead of boring you with that here in this video, I decided to instead provide you with some links in the description below if you want to read up on it. For us, however, it is time to continue with our story, whatever is left of it. We hopped onto a taxi and headed back to the ship. Well, I did. My parents decided to go to the beach. And you know why I went back to the ship? Because I wanted some food. So I ate some food. And it wasn't much longer until the ship departed from the harbor of Muscat. What I saw was one of the most incredible sunsets I've ever seen. The combination of the Middle Eastern sun and the rocky desert filled the landscape with a purely yellow shimmer. Absolutely dazzling. I had a wonderful time here in Muscat, and now there is only one more day and one more video remaining of my cruise through the Middle East. This will be in Kasab in the Norway of Arabia, which has that name due to the abundance of fjord-like structures. And over there, I'll be hunting for dolphins. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I genuinely hope to see you next time. Bye bye.